Today we're going to take a look at synthetic division. Yesterday we took a look at polynomial long division. Today I'm going to show you another way called synthetic division to get you to the same answer. Now the word synthetic means fake. So in a minute when I go through and demonstrate how to do synthetic division, you'll see that there's actually no division in synthetic division. It's fake division. But it's going to give us the same answer that we got yesterday when I did polynomial long division. I'm actually going to start with some of the same problems that I did in yesterday's video to show you that we're going to get to the same answer. So today is called synthetic division. Now, even though synthetic division I think is a little shorter, you may like it a little better. There's no division in it, but it only works if you're dividing by a linear binomial. So if I look at the first one, it's a binomial because I have two terms. So two terms. And it's linear because my highest exponent is x to the first power. So synthetic division only works if what you're dividing by is a linear binomial. If it's a trinomial, it's not going to work. If it's quartic, it's not going to work. So it only works if you're dividing by a linear binomial, and your first coefficient should be the number 1. Now, as the video goes on, I'll show you what to do if your first coefficient is not 1. So let's jump to the first example. This is the very first problem that we did yesterday in yesterday's video. So I'm going to work it out, and you'll see that we're going to get the same answer. So here we go. Step 1, take the opposite of this and you put it in a box off to the side. So this is x minus 3. So in a box off to the side, we're going to put positive 3. So it's x minus 3. Take the opposite. 3 goes in the box. Now we're going to line up our coefficients. So 1, 7, negative 30. 1, 7, negative 30. Just like we talked about yesterday, if you need a placeholder, you would put 0 in the middle because your exponents have to go from the biggest exponent and they have to work itself all the way down. So x squared, x to the first power, regular number. I did not need any placeholders, so we're good to go. We're going to draw a line. First number always comes straight down. So the first number always comes straight down. From here, we multiply. So take this number, multiply to the box. 1 times 3 is 3. You place that underneath the second number and you add. 7 plus 3 is 10. Now multiply back to the box. 10 times 3 is 30. Add 0. And the last number is your remainder. You don't have to circle it. Again, as I told you yesterday, it's just out of habit. I like to circle my remainders. My last number is 0. So let's recap what I've done so far. It was x minus 3. Take the opposite and you put it in a box. So it's minus 3. I put positive 3 in the box. Line up your coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers in front of the variable. 1, 7, negative 30. The first number always comes straight down. So my first number is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. Add. 10 times 3 is 30. Add. I got 0. Now the only last thing to do is for me to show you how to write your answer. We started with x squared. You write your answer 1 degree below what you started with. So since I started x squared, this is going to start x to the first power. So my answer is going to be 1x plus 10, and I do not have a remainder. So my remainder is 0. And I don't have to write this 1 there, just writing it so you know where I came from. So you write your answer 1 below where you started from. So this is x squared. We drop down 1 below where we started from, x to the first power. So that's our final answer. Let's do another one. Number 2. This is a plus 5. You put the opposite in a box off to the side. So since it's plus 5, negative 5 is going to go in a box. You line up your coefficients and make sure you don't need any placeholders. So in this case, I got 1, 7, negative 11. 1, 7, negative 11. I don't need any placeholders because it goes to 1 number. The first number comes straight down. We multiply. Multiply to the box. 1 times negative 5 is negative 5. Add. 7 plus negative 5 is 2. Multiply. 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. add negative 11 plus negative 10, you add, that gives you negative 21. You write your final answer 1 degree below where you started from. So since this started a to the second power, you write your answer a to the first power. So my answer is going to be 1a to the first power plus 2. This is negative 21 is your remainder. So negative 21 over our divisor, which is what we're dividing by, is a plus 5. So notice there's no division in us doing this synthetic division. So if I look at both of these at the same time, the pattern is to take the opposite and put it in a box off to the side. It was minus 3, we put positive 3. It was plus 5, we put negative 5. You line up your coefficients. First number always comes straight down. If it's a 5, bring it straight down. If it's 10, bring it straight down. Whatever the first number is, bring it straight down. From here is repetition, multiply, add, multiply, add. You multiply to the box, you add, you bring your number down. Multiply to the box, you add, you bring your number down. Now, I want to show you that we got the same answers that we got yesterday because these are the same problems. So for the first problem, we got x plus 10 when we did long division. Notice I got x plus 10 over here when I did synthetic division. Down here for this one, I got x plus 2 minus 21 over a plus 5. We got a plus 2 minus 21 over a plus 5. So they're going to give you the same answer. It's just a shortcut. So a shortcut of giving us the same answer. Now, let me make sure you understand what I mean when I say it only works if you divide by a linear binomial. So what that means is it only has to have 2 terms. Okay, there we go. I want to make sure it was in focus for you. So I can only have 2 terms. That's what binomial means. And linear means the highest exponent is 2. Is 1. Definitely 1. So only works if what you're dividing by is a linear binomial. So this one is a binomial. It's got 2 terms. But this number here is 3. So that's not linear. So this one you cannot do synthetic division with. You'd have to do long division. Number 2, 1, 2, 3. That's a trinomial, and this is x to the 5th power. So I couldn't do synthetic division. I would have to do long division. This last one, 1, 2, is a binomial. My highest exponent is 1, so I would be able to do synthetic division with that. So synthetic division only works if what you're dividing by, so this term, this term, this term, if what you're dividing by is a linear binomial. So let's definitely do some more synthetic division problems. So we're on number 3. All right, so we're going to do synthetic division. The opposite goes in a box. So this is a plus 2. Negative 2 is going to go off to the side in a little area by itself, like a box. Now we're going to line up our coefficients. Now be careful. This one needs a placeholder. It goes a 4, a 2, a 1, and then number. We're missing a to the 3rd power because we go from 4 to 2. So when I line up my coefficients, it's going to be 4, 0, 2, negative 4, and 12. Because we need a placeholder for everything. Now I have an a to the 4th. I got a to the 3rd. That was the placeholder. A squared, a to the 1st power, and I got my number. So now we are good to go and we can do synthetic division. Draw the line. First number comes straight down. Whatever that first number is, bring it straight down. So line up the coefficients. Whatever this first number is, bring it straight down. From here, you multiply to the box. You put your answer, add. Multiply to the box. You put your answer, add. Multiply to the box, etc. and so on. So 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. Add 0 plus negative 8 is negative 8. Repeat. Negative 8 times negative 2 is a positive 16. You write that in the next column, so make sure you're writing underneath. So negative 8 times negative 2 is 16. Add, that gives us 18. Repeat the pattern. 18 times negative 2 is negative 36. So you're going to write that underneath the negative 4. Add negative 4 plus negative 36 is negative 40. Repeat the process. Negative 40 times negative 2 is a positive 80. Add 12 plus 80 is 92. It was a plus 2. You put the opposite in a box off to the side, which was negative 2. Line up your coefficients. And we needed this placeholder because we were missing a to the third power. From here, multiply to the box, add. Multiply to the box, put your answer, add. Now you write your answer 1 degree below where you started from. We started a to the fourth power. So if I drop down 1, this is going to be a to the third power. So my final answer is going to be 4a to the third, and you keep going all the way till you get to a regular number. So 4a to the third minus 8a squared plus 18a minus 40. And then this is your remainder. So plus 92 over a plus 2. So this is our answer. So let's go through that again. Once you have your numbers, you write your final answer 1 exponent, 1 degree below where you started from. So we started a to the fourth power. So we start our answer a to the third, and then you go all the way down in order until you get to your remainder. So my answer for this one is 4a to the third minus 8a squared plus 18a minus 40 plus 92 over a plus 2. Okay, next, number 4. Take the opposite. This is x minus 1. You take the opposite, which is going to be 1. So that's going to go in the box off to the side. This one needs some placeholders. It's got x to the third, and then it jumps x to the first power. So when I line up my coefficient, this is x to the third. 0 is my placeholder for x squared. Negative 4 is for x to the first power. And I need a placeholder for a number, like my regular constants. Near my coefficient goes x to the third, x squared, x to the first power, regular x. So 4, 3, 2, 1, nothing. So was 3, excuse me. So 3, 2, 1, nothing. So x to the third, x squared, x to the first power, and then my regular number. Now we can do synthetic division. First number comes straight down. Whatever that first number is, drop it straight down. Multiply to the box, add. Multiply to the box, add. 2 times 1, write your answer. Add. 0 plus 2. 2 times 1, write your answer. Add. Multiply. Negative 2 times 1, write your answer. Add. Negative 2. You write your answer 1 exponent below where you started from. So this is x to the third. So your final answer would start with x squared. So my final answer is 2x squared plus 2x minus 2. And 2 is also our remainder. So recap this problem, and then I got one last one that we'll try. 1 goes in the box. You line up your coefficients. This is x to the third, placeholder for x squared, x to the first power, and exponent for a regular number. From here, you multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. And you write your remainder, if you have one, over your divisor. All right, last one, number 5. Now, this is a linear binomial. However, my first coefficient is not 1. If you take a look at all the other problems we've done doing synthetic division, they were like 1x or 1a or 1m. This has a 3 in the front, but I still can do synthetic division because it still is a linear binomial. We just want the first coefficient to be 1. So to get started with this problem, we're going to divide everything by 3. If it was a 4 here, we divide by 4. If it was a 7 here, we divide by 7. Since this first coefficient is 3, we're going to divide every single thing by 3. divide by 3, and we're going to divide all of this by 3. So now my problem becomes 3 divided by 3, I got 1x to the 4th. Negative 5 divided by 3, I got a fraction, but that's okay. 1 divided by 3, I got another fraction. 7 divided by 3, I got another fraction. 3 divided by 3, I got 1. And 1 divided by 3, I got a fraction. So this one is going to be messier than the other ones because I do have fractions. But do not be intimidated. You can use Desmos to do your fractions, or if you want to find a common denominator and go that way. So do not be intimidated. Because now I can go through and I can do synthetic division the same way I did the other ones. So this is x plus 1/3. The opposite goes in a box. So negative 1/3 is going to go in a box off to the side. From here, we're going to line up our coefficients, and if I need a placeholder, I'm going to make sure I put a placeholder. So my first coefficient is 1. Then I got negative 5/3. Then I got 1/3. Then I got 7/3. And be careful, I do need a placeholder because I don't have my constant. So I need a placeholder of 0. First number comes straight down. And we're going to do synthetic division. So recap. I had to do one additional step right at the top of the problem for this one because it was 3x plus 1 and we wanted just to be 1x plus or minus something. So to get started, I divided every single thing by 3. I got fractions, nothing wrong with a fraction. We'll just keep right on going. We'll use our calculator if we need it. 1 times negative 1/3 is negative 1/3. Add these two together, either mental math or in your calculator, it gives you negative 2. Repeat the process. Negative 2 times negative 1/3, I got 2/3. Add these two together, 1/3 plus 2/3 is 1. Repeat the process. 1 times negative 1/3, I got negative 1/3. Add these two together, 7/3 plus negative 1/3 is 2. 2 times negative 1/3, I got negative 2/3. Add these two together, 0 minus 2/3 is negative 2/3. And the last number, as always, is our remainder. So you write your answer 1 degree below where we started from. So this problem started x to the 4th. So my answer is going to start x to the 3rd. So my answer is going to be x to the 3rd minus 2x squared plus x plus 2. And my remainder is 2/3. And write that over your divisor, which in this case, my divisor is x plus 1/3. Now, I'm about 98% done with this problem. Now, hopefully this looks weird to you. We have a fraction within a fraction. So hopefully this looks, I got this 2/3 divided by x plus 1/3. So this looks weird to us, hopefully, because we have a fraction within a fraction. So what I need to do to clean this up, because it's not in simplified form, is I need to multiply just my remainder by whatever I divided by. So in this case, I need to multiply it by 3. So at the very top of the problem where my pen is at, we divided by 3. So we need to multiply just the remainder. I need to multiply just this part by 3. So that'll make our life easier when I write my final answer. So now my final answer is x to the 3rd minus 2x squared plus x plus 2. When I multiply all of this by 3, negative 2/3 times 3 is just going to give me minus 2 over 3x plus 1. And this is our final answer. So let me go through that bottom part one more time to make sure we're good to go. So I had negative 2/3 as my fraction. So negative 2/3 is the fraction. I want to get this out of fraction form so that I do not have a fraction within a fraction. So that I don't have a fraction within the fraction. So when I do that, I just multiply by the denominator. So when you multiply negative 2/3 times 3, all it does is get rid of the 3 in the denominator. So you just pretty much take your numerator. So a shortcut, when you multiply it, you're just going to take the numerator and you put it over the divisor of the original problem, which is 3x plus 1. So this is synthetic division. You put the opposite in a box, multiply, add, and you write your answer 1 degree below where you started from.